I just know it's my time. All I see is the destination that I'm trying to get to. I think I'm the smartest fighter on the planet Earth. I don't just beat guys. I'm the type of fighter that dominates people. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. You better be ready, boy. We are in Las Vegas, Nevada. We at the UFC boxing gym. January 31st, I'm fighting Teofimo Lopez. I'm moving up to 140 pounds, super lightweight. The process ain't nothing new. I'm not trying to put on all that muscle and all that extra shit they keep talking about. Skills pay the bills, and that's what's gonna show up on fight night.
Just in preparation for January 31st against Shakur Stevenson.
He was born for this. He's God gifted. We're implementing a lot of different things for this camp. You got to do things in there that people have never seen.
Every day is a different type of segment of working out. Earlier today, I had a little bit of strength and conditioning and then swimming, exercising and expanding those lungs. And then we finish off late night. We come here and do 18 ounces of gloves, an hour or as long as I can of training without no break. Just trying to see how much more I could push.
Yeah, you could try. You know, it's like what they say, I'll try my best. You know?
No, that seems more aggressive.
Yeah,
that was like,
try.
And y'all shoulder to shoulder, right? It seems like y'all should be in the same space and y'all just fine.
Well, the way they set it up inside the ring, or inside the ring, they set it up that way. And I'm thinking we're going to go half and half, like on split.
Y'all were right there, man.
Yeah.
The countdown is at 5 days, and both Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez are grinding through their final preparations. We're getting an exclusive look at how these elite fighters are handling the pressure.
Turn them out of there. Walk them out. I put a lot of great people around me, challenge me and push me and take me to the next level, and I think that's what keeps me at my sharpest. Terrence Crawford, that's my big brother. I love him to death. I feel like if he wasn't in my career and in my life, it'd have been very difficult getting to the level that I got to. He kind of told me is take every guy serious. Seeing him and seeing how he prepared for guys who I know that's not on his level, it kind of turned me up to make sure that I do the same.
You want me to stop this? Respect me. Respect the scars that I got to show my son for the rest of their life. Respect the work that I put in. But till then, you're going to get the other version of me that just speaks the truth.
We still have a lot of work to do. I told him, you know, God gave you this gift so the kids could freaking look up to you, man. We could save one soul. That's a lot, man.
So that's why we got to keep beating these guys. Beating Shakur, this is part of it to get to that next level. I pretty much have had almost everything thrown at me, and I look forward to see what will be thrown at me come January 31st.
Behind closed doors, Stevenson is working relentlessly on every aspect of his game. Speed drills, defensive adjustments, tactical refinements. Everything is being polished for this massive showdown with Teofimo.
We're looking forward to this here fight with Teofimo. I know we can guarantee you for sure, 100% he's going to be ready.
This camp feel way different from previous camps. Being away from my daughter, being away from my future wife, that's the most challenging thing. You gotta keep your eyes on the prize. This is sharpest I think I done been for a fight. My diet, I let the nutritionists and all them kind of people take care of that. I just show up and eat whatever they give me. So I pay attention to what makes me feel good, and I just stay.
Meanwhile, Lopez keeps things steady and controlled. No unnecessary risks this close to fight night. Just maintaining his conditioning, staying sharp, and keeping his body ready for war.
Today is chest, triceps, a little bit of shadow boxing with some weights. Keep the ligaments and everything loose. A little bit of forearms to finish it off. Nothing too intense like others. We don't need that. Later today, we're going to go boxing. But prior to that, we're going to go recover. Go see Dr. Dennis in Miami Lakes. Head over there. Go get readjusted. Just keeping that grind, steady grind. We being Shakur? Yeah, that's Teofimo right there. That's Takeover.
Inside Stevenson's camp, the atmosphere is electric. Every training session has purpose. Technical work flows into explosive speed combinations, while endurance and strategic preparation never stop.
I had 40 kid named Ruben Villa. and he beat me. He beat me again in the next tournament. So now that's 2 times. So now they kept saying like, okay, Ruben Villa is the next Oscar De La Hoya. He's going to win us an Olympic gold medal. And then by the time it came to the Olympic trials, now it's the rematch, and everybody there think I'm going to lose to this guy. And then I just wipe him out. I had to fight him again because it's double elimination in the Olympic trials. I flushed him even worse the second time, so a lot of people didn't think I could do it. The Edwin De Los Santos fight was my biggest setback. I wanted to please the fans and the people when I should have just pulled out the fight. And now they start writing me off and think that I'm not as good as I said I was.
Lopez approaches these final days differently, but with equal dedication. Clean fundamentals, smart training loads, perfect preparation. He's building toward peak performance without overextending himself.
Just trying to see how much more I could push.
He's the best whenever he's in good condition. Like they say, we eat, we sleep, everything boxing.
My nutritionist is anonymous. They're giving me a lot more protein than the previous camps. I'm actually having more meals in between rather than before.
I've been with him ever since he started boxing, which was at 6. I really knew that he was really good when he started beating professional fighters at 13, 14 years old.
Between me and Shakur, when we were under top rank, because we were the next rising stars, we sparred. We did only 3 rounds back in Miami in 2016. I was getting the best out of him. You should have seen afterwards. Why do you think he said stop? He said stop recording. Come on, dog.
The mental game is just as crucial as the physical. Lopez radiates confidence and laser focus. His mindset is locked in, and he's mentally rehearsing victory over and over.
When it comes to boxing specifically, there's bobbing and weaving, and there's a lot of high repetition that starts to wear and tear at the spinal disc level. So what we're going to do is we're going to decompress the spine and make sure that we get hydration back into the disc.
Yeah. The things you gotta go through to be a world champion. Yeah. Whew.
It's really about sports performance and making sure that his body is able to express the highest athletic potential possible.
Tonight, right now we're boxing. Yep. We're original classic, reason why we're here type of boxing.
Teofimo Sr. watches his son with complete belief. He's convinced this is the moment when everything comes together. All the talent, all the hard work, all the sacrifice leading to championship glory.
When he's in there, he's just focused, you know? And when I see him focus, every time I know that he has somebody, I always tell him, you already figured him out. You know, that's like letting him know, have fun. From now on, just have fun. Back here.
To create now. If you don't create now, it can harm you the day of.
Watch Lopez perfect his jab during these sessions. Every punch thrown with intention. The timing gets sharper, the accuracy improves, and those combination setups become more dangerous.
No matter how many flaws that they can't see, that the world cannot see.
Stevenson brings experience and ring intelligence that can't be taught. His ability to read opponents, adapt mid-fight, and control distance makes him incredibly difficult to solve.
I just need somebody that's at 30.
That's
to make sure.
like sense.
Yeah.
And we need the right joker down here, or I could be just as big.
Yeah. And they get kind of aggressive and open up.
Correct.
And I could catch them kind of easily.
Yeah, you can catch me.
When asked about personal animosity, Stevenson keeps it simple. This isn't about drama or grudges. 2 elite fighters competing for legacy and proving who belongs at the top.
He assumed it. But during the fight, I'm like, yo, Tio, come on, use your jab. Keep using your jab. I'm like trying to coach him through. I know Tio. I don't know Arnold Barboza. Why would I go? If I'm front row, why am I cheering on Arnold Barboza?
Right.
I don't do that. So, and I also remember when I was fighting Josh Padley, I could hear T.O. like, yo, just go to the body, set up with the body shot, so I could hear T.O. voice. So it's like, why would I cheer against you, bro?
You wanted to make that clear.
Look, people always assumed things about my situation that weren't true. Stevenson explains why this fight matters so much to boxing right now. He knows the critics have been vocal about his opponent's selection, and some fans find his style less exciting than they'd prefer. Taking on someone like Teofimo eliminates every excuse and proves he's serious about elite competition. Moving up from his comfortable weight class at 135 to 140 shows he wants real tests. This matchup gives boxing exactly what it needs and keeps people invested in the sport. The danger and skill level required pushes him to train harder and sharpen every weapon in his arsenal. Outside noise doesn't matter anymore because ring performance speaks louder than any criticism. Camp has been incredibly focused, with every drill and sparring session treated like preparation for greatness. This fight represents everything about legacy, proving doubters wrong, and meeting the expectations that come with being an elite fighter.
Because, I'm tired of going in the ring and guys being like, oh, you're not fighting nobody, oh, you're not this. I didn't have to do this fight. I could have stayed at 135 and I could have campaigned at 135. But for me, I feel like I wanted to fight at 140 against T.O. because he's one of the biggest names in the sport.
How, for the good of the sport, how important is this fight between you and T.O.?
It's very important. It's important because it makes boxing great again. It keeps the fans that want to see the fight in tune. Also, you got to realize, once again, I didn't have to take this fight. I was campaigning at 135. That's the weight that I'm at. That's the weight that I 9 times out of 10 going to go back to after this fight. But I did this because I know T.O. is one of the biggest names. I know that he's one of the most accomplished fighters in or around my weight class, and the challenge wakes me up. It makes me want to go harder, showing up day in and day out to make sure that I come in at 100% on fight night. So for me, this fight means everything for the sport. This fight means everything for me, my career, my legacy, and I can't wait to put it all on the line.
How does it upset you at all, Shakur, when people get on social media and it seems like when you fight, they be like, he's a boring fighter, defensive fighter, too boring. Is that part of it where you say, okay, you know what? Now I'm going to fight T.O. Call me boring now.
No, it don't bother me no more because they pick and choose, I still hear it to this day, oh, he's boring, he's a defensive fighter, but it's like my last fight, I went in there and I entertained the crowd. I went out there, entertained the people. I took a couple punches more than usual than I usually would take. So if I did that in my last fight and y'all still can say it, y'all still want to let it haunt me, they still bring up.
Gareth Davies breaks down why Stevenson's move to 140 is so significant. The division is stacked with serious competition, including fighters like Dalton Smith. But Teofimo clearly sits at the top after those impressive wins over Josh Taylor and Vasily Lomachenko. Davies thinks Lopez has exactly the right style and experience to test Stevenson's rise and potentially derail his pound-for-pound momentum. Still, he's impressed by Stevenson's tactical mind, discipline, and star quality that keeps growing. The confidence and polish he displays continue to stand out. After watching both fighters throughout this entire build-up, Davies sees a compelling and competitive matchup ahead. His prediction leans towards Stevenson's technical advantages and in-ring adaptability, giving him just enough edge to win a tactical, hard-fought decision.
Now, Shakur Stevenson stepping up to the 140-pound division, 10-stone division. Dalton Smith, our very own Dalton Smith, is one of those champions. Teo Lopez, universally accepted as the #1 in that division. Brilliant victories in his career over Josh Taylor, and prior to that, Vasyl Lomachenko. I think a true victory over Vasyl Lomachenko. If anyone can upset the ascent of Shakur Stevenson up the pound-for-pound list, up the weight divisions, it's the spoiler that is Teo Lopez. I've watched a lot of them together in the build-up, and I like the way Teo is, and I like the way Shakur is. See, Shakur's got the gap between his teeth. It's gone now.
Yeah.
He's had his teeth done. He's ready to be a megastar. I'm really, really, really fascinated by this contest.
Spencer Oliver sees Teofimo as someone whose performance can vary dramatically, but becomes truly dangerous when everything aligns perfectly. That masterclass against Lomachenko proved Lopez's ceiling, while the Camboso's loss showed what happens when things go wrong. Recently, though, Oliver believes Lopez looks refocused and sharp again. The key question is whether Stevenson will truly embrace greatness and take the necessary risks. He draws parallels to legendary champions who pushed themselves against elite opposition. While the fight might favor technique over fireworks, both possess incredible ring IQ that should create a fascinating chess match for serious boxing fans.
Teofimo Lopez blows hot and cold, but when he's good, he's really good. Vasyl Lomachenko was an outstanding performance. Then he got derailed by George Kambosos in the fight after that and just seemed to lose his way a little bit, but in recent times looks back to his best. It's a fascinating fight. This, for me, is all about whether Shakur Stevenson can step up and bring the greatness. He's daring to be great, and I think that Terence Crawford done it against Canelo Alvarez, and I believe that Shakur Stevenson does it against Teofimo Lopez in a fascinating fight. You know, if you're a boxing fan, but a boxing purist, the sweet science between these two, you watch the technical stuff that goes in there, might not go down as one of the greatest fights there ever was. This could be a real standoff, a real technical fight, but both guys, their IQ is insane, and this is the best fight in boxing today.
It is. It's up there along with Artur Beterbiev against Dmitry Bivol.
Akin Reyes analyzes this as a meeting between two master technicians with genuine pound-for-pound implications. He places Stevenson solidly in the top 10, while Lopez sits just outside, but one significant victory could reshape everything. A Lopez win immediately elevates him to elite status, while dominant Stevenson performance could generate serious #1 discussions. Reyes emphasizes that people are sleeping on Lopez's preparation and strategic mindset. Yes, Stevenson is a slick southpaw technician, but Lopez has already solved elite lefties like Lomachenko and Taylor, giving him invaluable experience most fighters never get. Facing those caliber opponents has developed Lopez's skills and mental strength in ways that directly apply to Stevenson's style. This experience plus natural talent makes the fight much closer than casual observers realize. Reyes expects a highly strategic and thrilling contest, with both men pushing each other to absolute limits.
Two fantastic boxers. Shakur, pound for pound, top 10. Teo, maybe just outside it. Maybe like 12th or 13th in my pound for pound rankings. But obviously a win for Teo would take him into the top 10. A win for Shakur, I mean, there's an argument to say he could be #1. There's an argument to say you could be #1 if you are about to win your I don't know what belt, but your 4th weight division. Could be #1. I think this is such a good matchup, and I think too many people are sleeping on Teofimo Lopez without realizing Teofimo Lopez has done the best homework you can do in preparation for Shakur. And what I mean by this is Shakur is a slick southpaw, right? Elite boxing southpaw in Vasily Lomachenko. Most people hate fighting southpaws. They're tricky, right? You don't get a good enough sparring for them. They're simply more orthodox fighters than southpaw fighters. So you grow up fighting orthodox fighters. So when you fight a southpaw, it's like, my God, what am I doing? He has fought two of the best southpaws of the last 10 to 15 years in Josh Taylor and Vasily Lomachenko. And he's beaten them both. So he's had the perfect preparation. And removing Josh Taylor, because Josh Taylor, although a very good boxer, isn't as slick as Shakur Stevenson. Loma is. So he's been there and done that. Loma came up from a small weight class. Shakur came up from a small weight class. Is Shakur better than Loma? I don't know. It's a debate to be had. But what I'm getting at is that Teofimo Lopez will not be scared of fighting a slick southpaw.
Teddy Atlas delivers his comprehensive analysis of Stevenson versus Lopez, with characteristic insight into both fighters. He credits Stevenson's recent evolution, noting how he's finally answered critics by perfectly balancing offense and defense while standing his ground and applying textbook technique without sacrificing entertainment value. Stevenson's technical brilliance, hand speed, Olympic pedigree, and range control make him the betting favorite. Atlas then examines Teofimo Lopez, focusing on his mental unpredictability and his father's ongoing influence throughout his career.
For Teo's belt there at 140 pounds, which he just picked up from Arnold Barbosa in his last bout. Just want to get right into it, but I know a lot of people were down on Teo after his last performance. It was an underwhelming performance, like a lot of the fights were, to be fair, at the Times Square card in New York. He's returning back to New York. Just want to get your thoughts, your take, Teofimo versus Shakur.
Well, if they were down on Teo, they were up as high as you could be on Shakur in his last fight.
Versus Peter, no question.
He finally did what people wanted, this young, talented, brilliant talent, brilliant defensive fighter, brilliant guy at control and range, Olympic silver medalist, quick hands, technically solid. He finally satisfied the critics.
When Lopez is mentally dialed in, Atlas believes he has the athleticism, speed, explosiveness, and power to trouble Stevenson in ways few fighters can. He could drag Stevenson into uncomfortable positions and create opportunities for an upset. Atlas loves this matchup because it pits Stevenson's technical perfection against Lopez's pure athletic gifts, creating an unpredictable, high-stakes battle that boxing desperately needs.
And he mixed offense with the defense. He sat down, and instead of moving all the time and punching on the move or on the draw back off traps, you come in 5 inches, he goes back 7, and he counters the crap out of you. He stood his ground, and he punched. And he still got the better of it with the sweet science, being defensively responsible, but without having to be less entertaining. He was more entertaining. He satisfied people. He made people, they said, that's what we wanted in Shakur. And they got it. Now he's a big favorite, or a good favorite. You know the line's better than me, but he's a good favorite.
3-1, over 3-1 favorite.
That wraps up our deep dive into the final preparations. The stage is set for something special.